Hey friends, I'm Charles from Weights and Biases. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use WNB to write short reports. In a short report workflow, we use the reports feature of Weights and Biases to simultaneously visualize the results of our experiments, draw conclusions from those results, and share those conclusions with our teammates. The WNB Gallery features curated examples of reports, which read like something between a thorough blog post and a short paper. This report, by WNB deep learning engineer Stacy Svetlichnaya, is a great example of how to use reports to communicate polished results and complete stories. But reports aren't just for describing entire projects. They can be used for smaller, bite-sized insights too, the results of a single run or a single sweep. That's what short reports are all about. Let's dive in. With any WNB project, we start with the workspace. This is where the results of all of our runs get uploaded. I think of the workspace like I think of the Python interpreter. It's an active place where things can be over or rewritten at any time. Because it's interactive, it can also be used as a live dashboard for ML projects. Of course, instead of allowing you to execute code, WNB workspaces allow you to query a database of runs in order to visualize your experiments. I think of reports as being like Jupyter notebooks. That is, they allow me to combine the power of Markdown with an interactive kernel. In this case, the kernel is a WNB workspace instead of a Python interpreter. This is the workspace for a hyperparameter sweep. Every single line in this plot corresponds to a single run with some collection of hyperparameters. So the first thing I notice is that for some collections of hyperparameters, my run is producing really high values of the loss, and for other collections of hyperparameters, the runs are producing nan and null values. So I'd really like to drill down and figure out what's causing these runs to fail so that I can fix it. And in order to do so, I'm going to start by taking this panel and putting it out of the workspace and into a report. I do that by clicking the drop-down menu in the top right, clicking Add to Report, and creating a new report. Now our visualization is inside a report as a panel. Panels are organized into panel grids. Panel grids let us spatially organize our panels. But they aren't just for spacing. Panel grids are connected to run sets. Run sets determine which runs are visualized in the attached panels. Run sets are made by filtering and grouping. Let's make a run set by filtering to only those runs which produce nan or null values. Right away, we can see that high learning rate and low batch size is a bad combo. Once we have a run set we're interested in, we should give it a descriptive name. Note that run sets are not static. As you run additional experiments, if they pass all the filters, they'll be added to the run set and so show up in the visualizations. If you don't want this behavior, simply add a filter that removes all experiments after a specific date, say the date that you wrote the report. Let's also create a run set for runs without nans and nulls, so that we and our readers can compare and contrast. To do this, we clone the previous run set, and then we adjust the filters. And let's not forget to give it a descriptive name. By changing which run sets are active by clicking the checkbox, we can change which runs get visualized in our panel grid. We should also add some descriptive text so that our reader knows what our charts are trying to convey. This is also the case even if it's just a report for ourselves, because sometimes the most confused reader is yourself 6 months down the line. Note that this text is actually Markdown, which means you can include formatting, links, images, things like that. You can also include LaTeX for typesetting math. We're almost ready to share our report with our friends, our team, even the whole world. We just need to give it a title and then save it. Once that's done, we can share our report with anyone we want by clicking the Share button and creating a link. So that's how the short report workflow works. This is just one way among many to use Weights and Biases tools in ML projects. If you've got a workflow that you like, we'd love to hear about it in the comments. Short reports work best for communicating small nuggets of insight. Then, when you have enough nuggets, you can smelt them together into an ingot, a longer report designed to be read by folks outside the team, or even the broader public. If you've got a report you're proud of, contact us to be featured in our gallery. Until then, happy learning.